This is Dr. David Allen, coming to you on the television program, People Helping People. We've been talking about the family, a very special group of Bahamians that get together every week to share our pain and our struggles. In the last segment, Tamika, who is going through leukemia, was sharing her heart and how she's blessed all of us. And I know Tamika is looking for a donor.
Yes.
You want to say a word about that?
Tamika is now looking for a bone marrow donor, and we'll appreciate it if somebody out there, I know somebody, could be a match to Tamika to help her in her battle with her leukemia. If there's anything that you could give to somebody and give it all your heart and know that your reward is not only in finance or whatever man can give, but you know God will bless you in so many ways. You can't even imagine when you give without having to receive. In any way you could help Tamika out with this situation, we'd like for you to, you could contact Tamika, could give you the information on her.
You just call my office number, 327-8719. 327-8719. Tamika, you want to say a word about the kind of donor you need?
I was told that the closest thing to a cure would be a bone marrow transplant. And so sadly to say, I'm in the network, the registry for bone marrow, but they said that the percentage for Black Americans is so small that it's a slight chance that I would find a match there. So what I'm praying that, some Bahamians or whoever can just come forward and be tested to see if you're a match, and just be willing to just go forward and have the procedure done. It's a simple procedure, and you can save my life.
If you can help, would love to hear from you. 327-8719. Well, Kathy's just joined us. Kathy Henderson. She's been with the family now for quite a while, and she's a blessing. She comes, she's very helpful, she's very supportive. Kathy, what has the family meant to you?
Oh my goodness, it's just opened up my world. I didn't know exactly what it was going to be when you invited me to come, but everyone that comes has a story, and it's such a painful story when people come. It's a place where a person can come no matter how hurt, how down in the dumps they are, where they can come and cry, where they can tell their most innermost feelings, and no one judges them. No one tells them they're wrong. No one yells at them. Everyone sits and cries with them and feels bad. And at the family, what is said there does not ever leave the room. It's confidential. You'll find that no matter what your story is, most likely you'll find somebody that might have gone through the same thing or something similar, and somebody there is going to reach out to you and say, this is what I had to do to recover. It's amazing seeing people reach out to people, all people hurting, reaching out, helping each other, even though they don't know each other. It's it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. I mean, I've identified with many things that have happened in the group in my own life, because I've gone through my ups and downs. But there is so much love in this family, and so much empathy towards each other, and so many friendships that have evolved with this, as you've seen with the three ladies here, that I know that another group's starting in Freeport out of your group with a policewoman.
Yeah, the need is so great in our
Yes.
Bahamas. As Denise said, our room now is virtually packed up.
Yes.
Denise, you've almost been a missionary for the family. I mean, nearly every week. Denise has an entourage of ladies who just follow her. How do people contact you? I mean, you just seem to have a connection with people, Denise.
Like I say, Dr. Allen, I'm probably a magnet now for hurting people. Every time I talk to somebody, they're going through something. And,
So, Denise, I mean, is the country facing more hurt now than before?
well, before I had my hurt, I was on a pedestal. I didn't even know that there was so much hurting people in Nassau. I couldn't see it and I couldn't feel it. But when I went through my ordeal, it brought me to the sense to know that it was just more than me who was hurting, because it seemed like everybody had a problem after I had a problem. And what I try to do is, when somebody approached me with a situation, I try to talk to them, and then I encourage them, and then I ask them if they feel okay to come to a group which is a family, close-knitted, warm, loving, affectionate group that cares about what happens to you. You know, it's nobody that, you know, because when people go into something, they're afraid of other people knowing, of things
Why are we like that?
because
Particularly men, right? Like
we have a lot of pride.
The men don't want to come on the program now. It's, Doc, I get the ladies, but I'll come. But it's amazing how women seem to be more open to share.
Yeah,
Why is that?
women just like to talk. We have a lot of pride. We have a lot of
The
pride.
Hamans are very proud.
Yeah, we're proud people.
So some of us would prefer to die rather than say, I need help.
Yeah, a lot of us, we just hide in silence and hurt more and more. And the more you be silent about your hurt, you realize you hurt more and you do yourself more damage. I found out that every time I release information to the right source, I feel stronger, I feel better, I feel more healed. The more I hurt and I stay closed in my shell, locked in my room, I hurt more. Things and emotions start to get to your head, and you start to go berserk, you would say. But when you open that door to somebody, you open your door to a light, a positive light. And when you could release, like the family has opened their door to me, so I felt like I was entering a light, a new world, or somebody who could help assist me, tell me the right things I need to hear, give me the right instructions. You know, because sometimes people can give you that bad instruction and it'll cause things even worse. But you're not supposed to hide in that shell. Of course, you want your business to be very confidential, but sometimes you have to get out that shell, because that's only hurting you more. You don't worry about what people's going to think or what they're going to say, because right now they're probably going through worse than what you're going through, but you just don't know it.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, Denise is so right, because actually the family, you get information about certain things. Like Angela is an insurance person. She can give information about insurance. Somebody may be a nurse, information about nursing, medicine, business, or just maybe sharing something about your spouse. You may be surprised. You think you're the only one going through it.
Yeah.
I bet you when you come to the family, you would realize you don't have any problems, because everybody is going through a very, very difficult time. And you know, Tamika, I guess as the parents go through a difficult time, means the kids must be hurting too. Yeah. So in other words, our kids really are in pain.
Yeah.
What do you think has to be done about that?
We need more groups like where they can come together and express themselves.
Mm.
You know, we need more. I don't know what it is you have. I don't know, but whatever it is, you just need to continue.
It's
we
working.
need more of you.
Well, I enjoy you all so much. It's when the bell rings with the family, it's like life just opens up. You know? It's amazing. Kathy, you know, you've been in the Bahamas for many years now. I've known you. How many years you been in the Bahamas?
34.
34. And you may soon be leaving, right?
Right.
We're going to miss you. You've always
I'm gonna
been
miss
willing to
you.
help Bahamians and be involved. And it's amazing, she sits there every Wednesday, and you can be sure she puts a little two-piece in. And what you say always helps, Kathy. Yeah. It's been hard to hear the kind of problems we face.
Well, it has given me a very deep appreciation for Bahamians and for a lot of the issues in the Bahamas and where they come from and how Bahamians feel. You know, religious issues, political issues
They're
in a
very
way.
spiritual people.
The spirit, yes.
You're also very
yes.
open, eh? We share. When the
Yes.
family gets hot, I mean, it's
yes.
boiling. I see you looking sometime and
Well, yes.
we
I mean,
just let it all hang out,
that's
man.
right.
Sex and everything else.
There are arguments and arguments, but at the end, everybody's smiling. And that's wonderful. So everybody can speak their piece. And I don't feel like a stranger in there at all.
I
Not
love the
in
older woman.
least.
Remember the older woman who came on Wednesday, and this young lady got her husband to come the first time. And he was saying, well, the woman said, I really want my marriage, but he treated me bad. We married 1 year. The old lady said, you better grab her, because I got a nephew. He gonna grab her. And guess what? My nephew got house. The fellow didn't know what hit him. She light on him and say, man, you crazy? I hope he comes back. You know?
There's a lot of men coming now.
I know,
A
I
lot.
know.
I mean, I would say it's almost half and half now.
Yeah.
And they express themselves.
And they're
Yeah.
talking.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're talking and they even help us because
Yes.
they help us to understand like some of the things that what we're doing wrong, like what we need to do as a wife or
How they perceive a woman.
Yes, the approach. What we tell them, of course, we always are taught because we're telling them what they do wrong and what they,
Sometimes
But
the women are aggressive.
You know, what
and
struck
it's-
me though, Denise, particularly this man who came Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, he shared how he was abandoned as a child. We have another man who said his mother didn't recognize him. So you look at the Bahamian man and wonder why they're quiet, but a lot of them have been hurt deeply. You know?
Very deeply.
Didn't it move you when the man said, I was abandoned? And the other guy said, I went to the bar and I said, you're my mother. She said, I don't know you. And he just said, like a bomb went off in his heart.
Yeah.
So you see him on the street as ordinary Bahamian man, but if you got his story, that's quite a story.
Yeah.
That brings me a lot to my story when my mom, she gave me up. And so I could relate to how he felt, because in the family you found out that you come there for one purpose and one reason, but when you get there you find out that you have so many other issues within you that you just close the door on all your life and you never open the door up until when you get there you realize that you still heard about that particular situation. My mom gave me up and left
Denise,
me.
I find, how could a mother give up a beautiful woman like you? I mean, she must have been hurting bad.
I think, speaking to her a few years back, she was more hurt over my dad more than, she didn't care. It seemed to me that she didn't care much about how I would have felt. It was all about, my dad didn't do this, my dad, she wanted to get married, he didn't, and it was a lot probably going on with her.
But she gave you up because she felt you could have a better life?
No. It wasn't because I could have a better life. It was because her and my dad issue. She wanted to be with him, and seeing that she couldn't be with him, but then, okay, here's the baby. That was more the issue coming from her, what I got. And for years, I beat myself up about it, thinking that I was not the perfect baby or the perfect child, and I always wanted her to come back. And a couple times I approached her, and she hurt me so deep that I just draw myself away from her. And even now, I can't pretend. I'm still drawn away from her, and she really don't. She goes on living like she never had a child named Denise. So,
How come you've done so well? You're so beautiful, so expressive. So, if you could be given up and do so well, it's amazing how God could work in a person's life.
yeah, that's what keep me strong, to know that if she didn't, it probably might have been worse.
So that's
No.
why you adopted that mother's baby who was dying.
Yeah.
What, you felt that you were doing for that baby what somebody did for
me.
you.
I felt that I had owed society something back.
You did what?
I felt like I owed society something back in return, because if somebody didn't do it for me, then where would I have been? So I felt like when I always wanted, growing up, to when I got in the position that I could afford it and I could do it, that I would do it. And that is something what I took on at that time.
And you did. Now, was this lady who died a friend of yours?
No, she was a total stranger.
Well, how'd you know she had a child? She was dying.
My husband had told somebody that we was looking into adopting, and the person told them that they know somebody who was dying, and they had 3 kids, and they needed homes for these 3 kids. We met with them, and they brought the kids there, and I decided to take the middle child because she seemed to be withdrawn, and she seemed to be like the one who would need more love and affection. And where I was the middle child, I felt that the middle has always been overlooked. So
you were giving her something of your own life.
yeah, so I thought about getting the younger, which was one, that she wouldn't remember anything. But then when I look at the middle child, it reminds me a lot of myself, the middle child. Nobody cares about the middle child. Nobody loves the middle child. Nobody remembers the middle child. So when I look at her, I saw myself. And I
What was it
wanted
like
to give her that.
to see yourself in her?
It was sad, because
What did you see?
you never hear the words, I love you. You never hear the words, I'll be there for you. And the middle child is always the lonely one. The one who feels that they have to go be the go-getter. Because everybody either loves the first or they love the last. And the middle is like, they don't really exist.
Wow.
You know.
Amazing. Now, did the mother knew you adopted the child before she died?
Yeah, the mother know. She agreed to me having the child.
You talked to her?
Yeah, every 2 days we went to the hospital and we met with her. I met with her and I talked to her. And she said, before she died, she said that she was comfortable to know that her child really loved me.
So
Because she clinged to me more than she didn't even want to go to the bed to her mom. She was calling me mom, and I didn't even I didn't even got hers yet, but she was already living with me.
Denise said it's so beautiful. So the mother died knowing that
Yeah,
you had
she
adopted
died
a
knowing,
child,
yeah.
and that now you were doing to that child what somebody did
Yeah,
For you.
for you.
because she didn't die until the last one was adopted. The last one was taken by somebody. So after the last one was taken by somebody, she felt more comfortable. The day after she found out that the person would take that last child, she died. So she didn't rest until everybody was placed in a comfortable environment where she would have been assured of herself to know that her kids would have been all right. And I guess she had that confidence that I would be the one to take care of her child the way she would want to take care of her.
A powerful story.
Very powerful.
You know, fellow Bahamians, we hear a lot about the bad in the Bahamas, but there's a lot of good. People helping people, people adopting children, people being there for children. We have to concentrate much more on the good, because in some sense, there's so many good things happening in the Bahamas. And Denise, to hear your way you described that was such a blessing.
Dr. Allen, also with the group, I love the way you do role play and interact, because sometimes you don't get the opportunity to talk to the person who have done you wrong, who have emotionally stressed you out. And when we do role play in the family, we get a lot out of us. We say things to the person that we can't actually say to the real person themselves. So it helps you a lot.
One person and all y'all jump on me, you know?
And I'm quite sure Tamika know how that has helped a lot. Also, Angela, you know, the role play is really good.
Flavia and
She to get a lot out of you.
Well, the family, what a blessing. People helping people. We're going to take a break and be right back.